Mr. Blunt, you ready?
I do, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I'm pleased we're having this markup, but as a member of the subcommittee, I wish we were having it in the subcommittee. I'm concerned that about this legislation, and I hope each committee member has a chance to weigh the economic impact of the bill that I believe will severely limit energy production. A cap-and-trade program will increase the cost of energy and hurt businesses and consumers throughout Missouri and throughout the United States. I doubt, Mr. Chairman, there's ever been a time to burden American consumers with extra cost, but I believe that a recession is probably the worst time to implement an energy program that will pass the cost directly to the consumers every time we flip a switch, turn on a thermostat, fill up our gas tank, or purchase an American-made product. This type of energy policy will be even more damaging to states like Missouri, where almost 90% of electricity is coal-generated and where consumers will pay even more than the average American under the proposed legislation. A study conducted on behalf of the Missouri Joint Municipal Electric Utility Commission estimates the electricity rates in Missouri could increase by as much as 40% by 2015 because of legislation similar to this. The electricity rates in Missouri are currently among the lowest in the country. Because of the impact of this bill on electricity rates, it would make our country less competitive as a whole and Missouri less competitive in the country itself. The damage this bill could do to our economy doesn't stop with this hidden tax bite. American manufacturers could be forced out of business in part because of the unfair cost advantage this bill will give foreign companies. The National Association of Manufacturers recently estimated that similar climate change legislation, Missouri alone would be threatened with at least between the loss of 23,000 and 76,000 jobs. Some companies have already said that if this legislation becomes law, they'll be forced to relocate outside the United States. I support the ultimate goal of protecting our environment, but we must look at the real ramifications this bill will have on an already struggling economy. Our nation does, in fact, need a new energy policy, but we need one similar to the all-of-the-above strategy I worked for last year and continue to support. More conservation, more domestic production, more reliance on alternative fuels, and greater investment in research and in our energy future. We also need to focus on developing new technologies and exporting these technologies, as well as promoting conservation, encouraging investment in next-generation technologies, and providing tax incentives for businesses and homeowners who improve their energy efficiency. The legislation we're debating today creates a national energy tax that punishes families and small businesses for using electricity. It does nothing to answer the important question of how to fuel our country and our economy for the next generation. Telling Americans that the choices are this or to do nothing is a false choice and in no way creates a sustainable common sense energy policy. I'm hopeful this committee can continue to work to find ways to work together to avoid imposing an increased burden on consumers and on the cost of doing business in these tough economic times. To that end, I look forward to continuing to work with you, Mr. Chairman, with Mr. Barton, and our colleagues to achieve good policy in a bipartisan way, and I yield back.
Thank you, Mr. Blunt.